Hello there, Internet. MegaMogwai here, and I got a haircut scheduled for tomorrow. It's been 3,000 years, and I felt like sharing because for once in my life, I'm actually very excited to go to the barber. So yeah, now you know. You're welcome. Anyways, we are going to feature, of course, a regular Legends of Runeterra video. On top of that very, very important news, we are going to showcase some more Twisted Fate in what I believe is up to date, the most optimized version of a deck built around the champion. Now, I've built many decks around Twisted Fate ever since Rising Tides came out, because Twisted Fate is in fact my favorite champion in Legends of Runeterra. You know, may the memes come in regarding MegaMogwai and his favorite champions, but he's actually my favorite in the entire game, and that's a fact that cannot be disputed because it's an opinion of mine. I don't know. He's my favorite champion, and I've actually struggled finding the right home for him, because even though I built several decks around Twisted Fate, they were either decks in which he served a bit of a support role, like for example the Gangplank Keg W, control deck with Shadow Isles. He helps there with the Keg synergy and stuff, but it's not really a deck centered around him or leveling him up. And the decks in which I do focus all the attention on him were not really completely optimal in my opinion. I didn't really establish the consistency that I wanted to establish, because building a deck around Twisted Fate in that regard can be tricky. Why? Because if you want a deck that is built around Twisted Fate and has Twisted Fate as the main win condition, you have to have a deck that reliably levels him up. And in order to level up Twisted Fate reliably, you need to be able to draw a lot of cards for very little mana at very good tempo basically, and you need to be able to protect him from removal because his stat line is very low. So I believe the right shell for Twisted Fate in order for that to happen has to be Ionia, because Ionia not only provides us with access to Twin Disciplines and Deny to potentially disrupt the opponent's removal, but also Key Guardian, which I think is a really, really good card in Twisted Fate decks, because it draws us a card which helps us level him up, and it grants a barrier to Twisted Fate in our hand before we play him. So it's, in one card, it's fulfilling both requirements, right? Which is really, really special for a card to do, and therefore we're running it as a full set. And because we have a very, very spell-heavy base build, we are running the Dragon Ladies, Eye of the Dragon and Claws of the Dragon. Now, this is not anything new. You guys have seen variants of Twisted Fate come from me in the past, like ever since I made the spell combo Twisted Fate deck at the very early release of the expansion. On to now, you've seen several different iterations of it. The reason why I believe this one is superior is because, as you can tell, our curve has been lowered significantly. We no longer have Jeweled Protectors. We no longer are incorporating Lee Sin. We have no cards that cost more than 4 mana. And regarding our 4 mana plays, they are limited to 7 cards. So the majority of our curve lies on 2 mana plays, and a heavy presence of 3 mana plays as well. And instead of running the likes of Salvage or other card draw spells, we are running a full set of Pick a Card, because this is the most powerful draw effect for, I got a bit of a, I don't know what happened there. It's the most powerful draw effect for Twisted Fate to level up, because for 3 mana at burst speed, even though we're not drawing the same turn we're playing this, we are going to be drawing 3 cards out of this, and that, alongside the draw of that turn, makes it so that we're halfway there towards leveling up Twisted Fate. Obviously, in order to help level him up, you have to incorporate the Black Market Merchant plus Pilfered Goods combo. There's just no argument against this. A 2 mana burst speed spell that can draw us 2 cards is just too efficient, too good for us to not run in a deck in which we're trying to draw as many cards as possible to level up Twisted Fate. And as you guys can tell, we're also running a couple of pocket aces in this build. So yes, my curve is very low. We're also running Fizz. Fizz is pretty much as important as Twisted Fate in this deck, especially if we run into control matchups. If we're facing a control deck, odds are, even with the barrier from Key Guardian and the Twin Disciplines, Twisted Fate is going to go down, because, decks like Karina Control or Heimerdinger are very, very well packed with removal spells, and they're just going to be able to overcome your defensive resources. But that's where Fizz comes in. Fizz becomes the win condition in those matchups, as he will just make all of their single target removal just completely useless, and we will be able to buff him through the likes of pocket aces and potentially even push more damage with Twin Disciplines and get multiple rally effects off of his signature card in Playful Trickster. So that's the idea of the deck. That's why I really like Fizz with Twisted Fate a lot, is because Fizz kind of like patches up the weakness of the deck, giving you an alternate win condition that can be extremely reliable. We're running a full set of Warning Shot, a couple of Parleys, just to give us a cheap spell to chain onto others so that we can trigger the Dragon Girls easier, and it can also be a very reliable source of removal for aggressive based matchups in which we want to keep up with their pace. And there's not much more to say about this deck. Most of the cards that we have in our deck are in fact drawing cards, you know, Shadow Assassin on top of everything else, and we're running a full set of Will of Ionia because Will of Ionia is one of the best cards in the game, period. And we're just running a full set of it as our high-end reactive play. So the strategy is pretty straightforward. We want to be able to keep our sources of card draw in our hand. Like, most of the time, we don't want to be going for Black Market Merchant or Pilfered Goods on curve. We want to keep them in hand, so when we play Twisted Fate with Barrier backup from Key Guardian, for example, the following turn, we're able to go for a Warning Shot onto a Merchant, onto the Pilfered Goods. And something I really like with this deck, a very easy way to level up Twisted Fate is to have 3 spana. Sometimes I combine 2 words in one, like my brain just does that. 3 spell mana. Hashtag spammer. 3 spammer. So we have Twisted Fate with Key Guardian's Barrier, right? So we play him and he's safe the turn we play him, unless we're facing a hyper control deck. He's gonna be safe from removal that turn. So on the same turn with the 3 spell mana that we have available, we're gonna go for pick a card, and therefore we're gonna go up to 4 out of 8 cards drawn at the beginning of our next turn. And then we can go for something like a Warning Shot into a Black Market Merchant, which will bring us up to 5, and then Pilfered Goods alongside something else like a Key Guardian or whatever, or maybe another Pilfered Goods or a Shadow Assassin will allow us to, actually no, just Black Market Merchant onto Pilfered Goods. I forgot because we're gonna go for the blue card with Twisted Fate. So yeah, basically Twisted Fate with Barrier onto blue card onto pick a card. Next turn we draw a shitload. We play Black Market Merchant after a Warning Shot, which we preserve in our hand. Warning Shot is a very it's a super important resource that you can't just drop randomly. You have to really conserve this in your hand for the right moment, because not only can it be good at enabling a level up for Twisted Fate through Black Market Merchant and Pilfered Goods, it can also be an amazing resource to start capitalizing on leveled up Twisted Fate by basically getting the blue card or any of these cards for free at burst speed, which is really, really neat, right? But that's what, in that case, you know, it may seem like very specific, but it actually, you're gonna see in the gameplay that that's the kind of like level up strategy that I go for most of the time. And since I am running a full set of all these mentioned cards, it is more plausible than one would expect. But yeah, this deck is, in my opinion, the most effective one, or at being consistent at leveling up Twisted Fate and also protecting him from harm's way. And once you level up Twisted Fate, man, the payoff is just ridiculous. It's why it's my favorite champion, man. I love being able to get just value out of these cards. Also, like it's so, you have to really think about sequencing, because the stack plays out in a very weird way with the colored cards. So you have to really think ahead how the turn is gonna play out. And I love using Twisted Fate against like really developed board states, like for example the Callista, Shadow Owl's Freljord build with Blinded Caretakers and such. Red card can just be oh so sweet, and it's just so satisfying, man. And I think the gameplay that I got for you guys today is really, really fun, and I believe you will enjoy it. Hopefully you will, because I loved it. So that's all I gotta say. I went on a bit of a ramble here, but yeah, really, really big fan of this deck. I think it is the most optimal way to play Twisted Fate right now, and that's all I gotta say. Hope you enjoy the games. Have a solid day. Stay tuned for daily Legends of Runeterra content. I'm like stuttering all over the place today because I'm speaking too fast and I'm like tripping on my own words. So apologies for that. Love ya. Have a great day. Enjoy the matches, and I'll see you tomorrow. I really like money. It's a lot of fun, but I'm stuck in Platinum 4. Do not take the... Oh, Jesus Christ. Draven Lee Sin is actually Wednesday's video. Here I go! Oh boy! It's me! Woo. I'd rather merchant though, right? Honestly, I really like money. Mogwai, love the stream. I've been playing a lot of your Threst areas, and I'm curious how useful it seems, mostly for using our leveled areas. Is there any other cards that could work instead of Atrocity? Oh, Atrocity is super important in that deck, man. I can always hold this.
Oh, come on. My selection speaks for itself.
I'm happy I did that.
You've got to be kidding me.
I love that interaction. You've got to be kidding me. Let's take the hit.
Burn away the shadows. Looking grim. Deal me in.
We're gonna go gold card to eliminate Lucian. Lucian, sorry. That's fine.
Dead in their tracks.
Honestly, I really like money. I'd rather hold. I could go for the warning shot onto this, but I'd rather just hold on. Like, I mean, it is a little bit of damage that I think it's fine to go for one, right? I mean, these I really miss these later in the line though. But I have a lot of cards. This is a hard call to make, man. I'm gonna.
Gotta trust your instincts.
I don't know what my instincts say. Twisted Fate. I don't know. It's my head's all over the place right now. Do I go for this warning shot? Is it worth it to deal 2 damage? No. No. Let's hold on.
Push back the darkness.
I never disclose my sources.
Beauty charms while claws take hold.
To the briny deep.
Lady Luck is smiling. No farther. Damn soon.
I gotta deal with Lucian.
A fallen petal.
I have to respect the threat.
There's a chill in the air.
Oh my god, dude, how many Lucians does this guy have? Holy shit.
This is mercy.
That's super risky. That's super risky. I don't agree with that attack with Lucian at all. I have 4 mana. What if I have a Twin Disciplines? That is so risky, dude. That is incredibly risky. You can Chronicler his Black Market Merchant? No, I cannot. Plunder is a play effect. Plunder is play. Plunder is not summon. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, guys. This is why I don't look at chat. This is why I don't look at chat. What are you guys talking about?
Ice coming in.
All or nothing.
Another day in paradise. I guess you can win them all. I love Twisted Fate.
We weren't expecting callers.
Let him think it's luck.
Everyone's a garden.
With quiet steps, the dragon approaches.
Dead in their tracks.
Too damn soon. I'll sleep when they're dead. Bring in the heat.
You act, but do not see. Spring raindrops.
This is gonna be fun! None can compare!
Stacking the odds. I'm a people person.
You're gonna need a bigger boat!
I'll take them dead or near enough.
All or nothing.
Go ahead. Scare me.
I fight with my spirits, not my fists.
All that glitters.
Breathe in, breathe out.
Oof. Good draw.
Oh yes, she does our visitors.
The spirit gives to those who listen.
Soak it in.
To battle. Just gotta make sure I do the sequencing right.
Gotta trust your instincts. Hold it, partner.
Hold it, partner.
Clear your head. Let your instincts speak. What is gained when you return malevolence?
I'm ready!
Grasping claws. Not all mean well.
Let him think it's luck.
Take my prime, you fake Brazilian dude. I enjoy every stream and YouTube video from you. Much love and keep up the good work. Nash Tease, thank you so much for the kind words and for the prime, man. Is that Lucian Twisted Fate Gangplank deck still good? The Monkey Idol one, it's more of a meme deck. Keep that in mind. Like I said that in the video. Give me a second. I think I want to mulligan away Shadow Assassin, actually, as weird as that sounds. Because I already have a turn for like Twisted Fate set up here. So I'd rather mulligan and try to draw into an Eye of the Dragon, but I do like my... I'm Fizz! Hi! I'm Fizz! That's what you sound like. And I love you.
Wanna see a trick?
So you know what sucks? Because I've developed like I've dealt with like acid reflux for like a few years now. Basically my stomach is not good at keeping acid, so it goes up. And it's giving me a lot of voice cracks, man. My Yu-Gi-Ohs are not the same. I voice crack every time I say Yu-Gi-Oh! And that makes me a little bit sad.
My selection speaks for itself. Give him the claw.
He's struggling. He's struggling to get the plunder.
Back it up.
So I'm actually gonna sacrifice Fizz here to prevent that. Henoprazole. What is that?
Deal me in.
We're gonna work hard for the Twisted Fate level up, so we're gonna go for the blue card. Vengeance could be a thing. Vile Feast into Grasp of the Undying could be a thing. I could draw into a Twin Disciplines. So here's my predicament. I don't think I can draw anything from his deck that will protect my Twisted Fate.
Gotta trust your instincts.
But if I go for a warning shot into a Pilfered Goods, I'll make use of my Attune here, right? It'll cost me 1 mana. But I don't think it's worth it because if I top deck a Twin Disciplines, I can protect against the incoming removal. So, Heart of the Cards. Heart of the Cards, baby. Heart of the Cards! Well, it seems Grasp of the Undying is coming. I cry every time. Man, Fizz would have been good here, actually. Oh, okay, never mind. Well, I have nothing to kill Twisted Fate here.
Treasures of the ages for a price.
Huh. Yeah, Fizz is something I want to play again. Man, I'm really close though. I'm really, really close. If he gives me initiative, I can level up Twisted Fate. And that's huge. Whew.
Hands on deck.
Ooh, okay.
Don't ask where it's from. Ask how much.
Vile Feast.
I never disclose my
Beautiful,
sources.
beautiful, beautiful. I guess you can win them all.
says I don't share.
Oh my god, dude. Oh, that was that. That was that. All right, Fizz, you're going in. That's why you have to be very, very, like, you can't just dump your warning shots. Warning shot is super, super, like, it's so key in this deck, man. It's a free play, and with Fizz, it's just so good. If he has Make It Rain, Fizz, if it targets Fizz, we can counter it.
I'm ready. None can compare.
I want to preserve my gold card.
Suppose you still want me dead.
Not till you scream for mercy.
Says I don't share.
Beauty charms while claws take hold.
Excuse me. Back at the table.
Sharing, not stealing.
Can I get me some easies in the chat, please?
Blue as the serpentine.
Oh, I want to play.
Outplayed.
Perfect. I was waiting for it. I think it's fine. There's your boy. Perfect. Really, really like this hand. I could parlay. Like, I may parlay this, to be honest. Because he's definitely, like, the deck is definitely constructed. Like, it's got Ravenous Butchers, it's got Blighted Caretakers. But I don't want to also, like, open myself up for a 4-4 right off the bat, right? Plus, if he does have a Blighted Caretaker, which is actually very likely in his hand, considering how he's debating here.
We shall not rest until
Oh, Betrayer's Pay. I want to set up a Twisted Fate. Keeping this is like alive is important, right? Especially like how well Twisted Fate. I think keeping this alive is important.
Rain from a cloudless sky.
Baited.
we shall return.
The dragon remembers.
The dragon members. Why do I always have people telling me like it's Miguel, it's remember? Don't you watch South Park? Every time, man.
I know what lurks in the shadows.
I don't want to play into an Noxian Fervor. I want to keep my Twisted Fate alive. I have to find the way. So I need to have Will of Ionia backup, basically. Because otherwise, he gets to Noxian Fervor on his Curse Keeper, and I have no way of stopping that. So I am sacrificing a big tempo loss here, but at the same time, I can block. I have to be smart about this. I have to be very, very careful with Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate is very delicate, so I have to find the best way to keep him alive.
Who's my favorite? It is you. Yes.
There you are.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Deal me in.
I knew he was gonna go for that. He telegraphed that Blooded Caretaker early on. The way he pondered about his play on turn 3 means that he has a Blighted Caretaker and he doesn't have a good like board state to go for it. So I knew he had it. I knew you had it from turn 3, buddy. You've had that Blighted Caretaker in your hand from turn 3. Get predicted. How come you didn't pilfer goods last turn? Because I want to preserve this for Twisted Fate so I can work for his level up. What if I deny here? I have to let him draw, right? And do I have to Will of Ionia you? That's
Gotta trust your instincts.
Am I gonna level up Twisted Fate? I could work for it, yeah.
My sapblings.
Who says I don't share?
Hush now.
Spring does not pity winter. Does not pity winter.
So young.
Lady Luck is smiling.
We bluffed there. Even though we do have a pocket ace, I didn't want to go for it.
Where are you?
I want to keep this deny open.
I'll try anyone once.
Let him think it's luck.
Eight mana next turn. We need to survive this attack. Come on, baby. No card draw. No fast speed or burst speed card draw, I mean.
War Mason, reporting for duty.
I take 4 damage here. I think I can live with that.
For the glory of Noxus.
The order rewards its faithful.
Now this game's heating up.
This turn is very, very key. The reason why I went Shadow Assassin instead of like Warning Shot into this, even though it's initially cheaper, this is like a free play now, right? This Warning Shot is really important. The downside is my opponent has a Crimson Disciple, which is going to be damaging me. But this, like, because I have the red card enabled right now, this is huge. Yeah, this is definitely huge. I believe I'm going to go down to 5. And that's fine. I'm going to play you.
I fight
fight with my spirit, not my fists.
Soak it in.
I love a taste of the action. It's too late for you.
It sucks that I can't.
Gotta trust your instincts.
The dragon binds us.
What's the worst thing that could happen here? I want to be able to counter. The thing is, I want to be able to counter a potential. I can live with this amount of damage. I can live with this amount of damage.
Is that all?
If I go down to 3, Noxian Fervor is the scariest thing, but as long as I have... Go with this. Because if he Noxian Fervors, that's fine, I still preserve that. I'm gonna go for Will. Because this also preserves my Eye of the Dragon, so I can start healing next turn. And I could lose Twisted Fate here to a Noxian Fervor, but that's fine. I've already gotten tremendous value out of him. And I will, the main thing that leads me to using this Will of Ionia is it's fleeting, so I will lose it. Right? So I may as well use it now to prevent 3 damage. And force something out of him.
Hold it, partner.
Nice!
Oh, this hurts.
Nice. Nice. Got the deny.
Breathe out. I will play my part. Not all mean well. Your path ends here.
That's fine.
Eyes open.
To be expected. We still have Deny for a Decimate. We took 1 Crimson Disciple from him, which means he only has 1 left in his deck. That's like the biggest threat right now. That's actually the biggest threat. Maybe Twin Disciplines onto this was unnecessary.
Stacking the odds.
No. This is where we need the karma emote for like, no.
All that glitters.
Just no. Just fuck off. No. I go for the pick a card because now I get to just more options is better. Obviously.
Flame will you return malevolence.
What's that noise?
The spirit gives to those who listen.
Eyes open.
Eyes open.
Everyone's a guardian.
It was in the cards.
I was kind of hoping for an outplayed there, but I guess we gotta tone down the BM a little bit. I'm having a lot of fun with this deck. We'll be switching soon, don't worry. You guys make me switch decks really early, though. Like, I talk about it in today's podcast, actually. I whine about it a little bit. I'd like to spend a little bit more time on the decks. I like playing this deck. Do I keep... I don't think I keep Shadow Assassin, actually. I know I could have played Fizz, but I wanted to keep the parley open.
Oh, I can't wait. We each hold a world within. Delicious.
Delicious. Alright, Fizz, I choose you.
Let me at him.
Get him! Get him, Fizz! Fuck him up!
I can do this. Just gonna put this here.
Clear your head. Let your instincts speak.
Time to go. Backfired.
Is that all?
Is that yes, that's all. Get wrecked, bitch. You can't take it. I'm actually gonna deny this. Because I want that dragon lean.
First big mission.
I want that sweet dragon lean.
Breathe out. Grasping claws.
I have my orders.
Well, here's your order. Get the fuck out of here!
Damn it.
Remember the objectives.
I could Will of Ionia this. That'd be pretty funny. I'm gonna do this. Not worth it. I'm pretty healthy.
For the glory of Noxus. What is gained when we return malevolence?
Another day in the field.
I don't really care about Teemo that much.
Let me show you what I can do.
Crimson Disciple, on the other hand, is fantastic.
You'll never know what hit him. I did my best. I'm ready.
Routes closed.
First one's free.
Order rewards its faithful. I will play my part.
The ocean wins again.
That's all the ocean does. Win.